So dear children, let us continue with chapter 7, Human Health and Disease. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the characteristic feature of a virus. There are different types of viruses: papilloma virus, enterovirus, rhinovirus, rotavirus. A new virus called coronavirus is also added. Herpes virus, hepatitis B virus, smallpox virus, adenovirus, rabies virus, Ebola virus, hepatitis D virus and hantavirus. So these are some of the well-known viruses commonly seen. Now these viruses are called to be the smallest intracellular obligate parasites. Intracellular, they live inside the cell. They multiply within the living cell. So we call them as the obligate parasites. Once these viruses are outside the living cells, they do not have any characteristic feature of a living organism. They cannot show any feature of a living organism. Only inside the living cell they can be alive and multiply. Viruses invade living cells and force the cells to create new viruses. So these viruses attack new living cells and make the cells to create new viruses. They capture the machinery of the living cell and make the cell to create new viruses. New viruses will break out of the cell by killing the cell and ready to invade, ready to attack another new cell in the body. And once this cycle continues, it results in the disease in the human beings. So these viruses enter into the cells of our body. They capture the cell's machinery and start synthesizing the viral DNA or RNA, multiplies inside the cells. Once the cell is full of this virus, the cell ruptures and releases the viral progeny. The progeny captures a new cell and starts the process again, and resulting in disease in the human beings. Types of viral diseases. There are 4 different types of viral diseases based on the symptoms produced in the body of an organism. They are the pneumotropic diseases. Pneumotropic diseases usually the diseases of the respiratory tract. Here the viruses, when they affect the respiratory tract, they result in the pneumotropic diseases. Example, the influenza viruses attacking the respiratory system. The dermotropic diseases, the dermotropic refers to the diseases of the skin and the subcutaneous tissues which are affected by the chickenpox and the measles. The viscerotropic diseases, when the viruses affect the blood and the visceral organs. Visceral organs are the vital organs of our body. When they are affected, results in the viscerotropic diseases. Example, the yellow fever and the dengue fever. The neurotropic diseases, when the viruses attack the central nervous system, it results in the neurotropic diseases. For example, the rabies and the polio, which affects the central nervous system. Some of the common viral diseases that we are going to study in this topic are common cold, mumps, measles, viral hepatitis. Along with that, chickenpox, poliomyelitis, dengue fever and chikungunya. So these are some of the disorders caused by the common viruses, and we are going to study in detail about these diseases. The first disease is the common cold. This common cold is commonly caused by the rhinovirus and it infects the respiratory tract. It is transmitted through the droplet infection. When a person coughs and sneezes, he is responsible for spreading the infection to the other person. The common symptoms are the nasal congestion and the discharge from the nose, sore throat, cough and headache. So in added to these symptoms, there are some other symptoms like loss of appetite. Patient does not like to eat. Then mild fever will be there. Also sometimes vomiting can be experienced. The disease is mumps, which is caused by the mumps virus, which is an RNA virus, paramyxovirus. The site of infection is the salivary gland, and this disorder is transmitted through the saliva and the infection. The mumps disorder is a highly contagious disorder. It can spread when a patient coughs and sneezes. Also, if you touch the objects or the surfaces with unwashed hands. So, it is advised that you keep your hands washing. The symptoms are the enlarged parotid glands. The parotid glands, which is one of the salivary glands which undergoes enlargement, resulting in the mumps. So you can see the swollen glands, okay, in front of the ears and the jaws. The swollen glands in front of the ears and jaws. The patient experiences the fever, headache, muscle aches, tiredness, and loss of appetite. The next disorder is the measles, which is caused by the rubella virus, which is an RNA virus, a paramyxovirus. The site of infection is the skin and the respiratory tract. It is commonly transmitted through the droplet infection. When a person is sneezing or coughing, the spread of the droplets is responsible for transmitting the infection. The common symptoms may be sore throat, running nose, cough, fever, reddish rashes on the skin, neck and ears. So usually the patient experiences mild to high fever and commonly running nose and watery eyes. Eyes become red, and rashes also appear on the body 3 to 5 days after the symptom begins, along with some white dots. The next disorder is the viral hepatitis. This is caused by the hepatitis B virus, which infects the liver, and the mode of transmission is the parental route or through the blood transfusion. When you say parental route, it is through the mother to the child during the time of childbirth. It can also be transmitted by sharing the injections, as well as some needle stick injury. You can get this disorder. Also due to unprotected sex. Some of the symptoms may be the liver damage, jaundice, nausea, yellow eyes, fever, pain in the abdomen. So commonly the patient feels very tired, nauseated with mild fever, and the eyes and the skin becomes yellow and experiences the pain in the stomach or pain in the abdomen and passes out the dark urine. The next disorder is the chicken pox, which is caused by the varicella zoster virus, a DNA virus. It infects the respiratory tract, skin and the nervous system. It is usually transmitted through the droplet and the direct contact. You can see how a person is coughing and sneezing and spreading out the droplets. So it is advised that you are using some mask during the time when you are coming in contact with the sick patients. Symptoms are the mild fever with itchy skin, rashes and the blisters. So a person suffering from the chicken pox usually experiences some rashes, and when you scratch and scratch the rashes, it may result into the formation of some kind of a blisters. It may also cause fever, headache and cough. It can also be transmitted through the touch. Direct contact with the chicken pox patient can also transmit the disease. The next disorder is the poliomyelitis, caused by the polio virus, which is an RNA virus, and the site of infection is the intestine, brain and the spinal cord. It is commonly transmitted through the droplet or through the fecal oral route. So when you say droplet, it is just understood by coughing and sneezing. The droplets can spread the disease, as well as through the fecal oral route when a person is not cleaning his hand, washing his hand after passing out stools, and due to the unclean hand, he is responsible for transmitting the infection, or he is responsible to catch the infection by himself when he consumes the food with unclean hands. So it is advised to the children that constantly you keep your hands washing. And once you get this disease, you suffer from the fever, muscular stiffness and weakness, paralysis and the respiratory failure. So other symptoms may be slight neck stiffness, back ache, joint pains, bowel upsets, the upper respiratory tract infection, sore throat, cough, headache. So these may be some of the other symptoms. Next disorder is the dengue fever. It is caused by the dengue virus or the flavivirus, dengue14 virus. And this is resulting in the infection of the skin and the blood, and mostly transmitted through the mosquito vector called as the Aedes aegypti mosquito. And you can just see that how this mosquito, infected mosquito, is biting a healthy man. The healthy man, after 3 to 14 days, most probably after 4 to 7 days, he is undergoing the symptoms and he is suffering from the high fever, flu-like illness with the sudden onset of the fever and painful headache and muscle and pain in the joint. And again the mosquito bites the infected patient and responsible for the transmission of the disease to a healthy person. So once the person is suffering from this dengue fever, is experiencing headache, muscle aches, rashes, joint pain, back pain, eye pain and high fever. The next disease is the chikungunya, which is caused by the alpha virus, Tonga virus, affecting the nervous system, and the mosquito vector is Aedes aegypti. The fever and joint pain, headache, joint swelling are the symptoms of this chikungunya. Usually the mosquito acts as the vector. It bites the healthy person carrying the alpha virus, injects the alpha virus into the body of the healthy person, and the person suffers from the headache, fever, rashes, vomiting and joint pain. Okay, joint of the fingers as well as the joints are present in the leg, and the entire joints show some kind of a swelling. So that is some of the important symptoms of the chikungunya. So with that we come to the close of the viral diseases. We will continue with the next disease in the next video class. Thank you children.